Please allow me to recount how my last few days have been going. I noticed that we've had the full moon, and I think that may have provoked in me a certain degree of lunacy. Now I'm in the wrong lane, but maybe that'll help me if someone wants to be kind. There we go. So, the day before yesterday was an amazing day. I had a great time. We went to a Kenpo class with my wife, out and about, did all kinds of stuff, found some good knives in an Army-Navy surplus, and came home, had a good evening. We even went out to the camp for the sunset, came home in the dark with the dogs. It was awesome. Anyway, sometime early the following day, which is yesterday, I discovered that my friction folder prototype, which I made using the blade from my Leatherman Arc multi-tool, was missing. And I became rather flustered about this circumstance because today, this morning at 9:30, I had scheduled a meeting at a machine shop to show the people there my prototype and explain my idea to see whether they can help me to build a better prototype and maybe take the idea further. And I looked and I racked my brains all yesterday, and over the course of the day I worked myself up into a solid and complete personality crisis over this thing, right? Because I'm a mess, my life's a mess, I'm a terrible human being, I'm a terrible husband, I'm all this stuff, right? It's my thought process anyway. And it's just wrong in every way. But I did have this idea, and I thought it was a pretty good idea, and I made a prototype, and for a thing made out of some cigar box bits and a few hours of crafting, I thought it was a pretty cool thing. Not to mention the fact that it's in excess of $200 to buy this multi-tool that has a Magna Cut blade, and the Magna Cut blade, you could say, is like 50% of the price practically to have that blade. So I lost the blade, I lost the prototype, I lost everything, and I did it the day before I have the big meeting, and so I'm just fed up with myself, about that. And that was all yesterday, and I had like a hangover of that whole experience when I got up this morning. And I was late to the meeting anyway. I called the guy, and he was running late, and he had some conference call and this and that. So we rescheduled the meeting. And I went back to the Kenpo school, and I went back to the forge, and I looked everywhere that I thought maybe, but I mean, look, I called the supermarket yesterday because we stopped there the day before and used the cafe, right? And I thought maybe I left the knife there. And then later I called them back because I thought, well, maybe when I threw away all the trash, maybe the knife was on the table with the trash. And because it was made out of plywood, it's like a light brown color. It's the same color as the cardboard packaging stuff that they give you your food in at the cafe. What if I had it out to open a package, and then I scooped it up and I threw it in the trash? I called them to ask if I could root through their dumpster. Just insane, right? So, how did I get here? Right, so I mean, I've been looking, even today, I've been looking for the friction folder, can't find it. I'm pretty confident at this point that it's gone. And that's not a problem at all. I know it's fine. And I knew it was fine yesterday. I'm like, I can go there with the idea. The prototype was a piece of crap anyway. I could just make a drawing of it, show them the thing. It's not, but I just drove myself crazy over it because I want to know where it is. What happened? But this information is not forthcoming. And that's okay. I went to the meeting finally, and it went great. They understood exactly what I'm after, and they were very helpful. And the guy basically told me, like, well, why don't you do the design? You can just download this free software and you can do the CAD design. And I'm like, well, I get that, but even if let's say I do that, and I recognize that although I consider myself tech incompetent, I'm not that stupid. I'm sure I could learn how to do that, and that would be a good skill to have. But the thing that I still wouldn't know how to do is how to get the very precise dimensions of the tang of this blade, so that then I can build my design around that, right? I need and it's not a simple, it's a three-dimensional shape at the end of the tang that has curves in it and all that stuff, right? Well, long story short, he's like, you need someone with 3D scanning. And he gave me some leads, and one of them was not far up the road, and I didn't have any success getting them on the phone. So, oh yeah, and I also neglected to mention that I bought another Leatherman Arc folder today. That was also what I did. So that I can have a demonstration model with the actual blade in it, you know. And because if I want to take this idea further at some point, I'm going to end up buying another Leatherman Arc, right? So I went ahead and got that at the one store in the area that sells them, and from a long distance away, they're the one place that has them. And I got the last one they had, the demonstrator model. So, you know, that kind of thing to me is interesting. The way things work out like that. Anyway, so I got it, and at the machine shop we took the blade out, and so I have the blade as a single unit that I can take to this place, and hopefully they'll be there and they'll have a minute, and I'll say, hey, can you just 3D scan this for me, please? And they will. Wish me luck. Thanks for watching.